So a few videos I made, I said I don't want to be someone who contradicts themselves constantly. I have explained in the past what I mean by certain things and how it does sound contradictory. I completely understand, but I can explain to you how that is not the case. I have done this with comfort. I've done this with the comfort zone. I've done this with a lot of things, explained how it's true you don't want to be comfortable in this regard, but you do want to be comfortable in this regard. Anyone who listen, I may have become so disenchanted with spirituality that I have just completely shrugged it off as a complete and utter joke. Because to me it is. I actually I don't even like talking about this, but I'm going to explain to you why I talk about this and why it seems like I'm contradicting myself when I say I don't even like talking about this, but then I talk about it. So, if you watch, speak, or talk to anyone out here, I want you to understand what is the thing. What are the things people talk about the most? And unfortunately, what's going on right now is people are talking about race, people are talking about religion, people are talking about gender, people are talking about if it's proper or improper to become the opposite sex, people are talking about political bullshit. So, I don't necessarily know how to explain this other than I do not like talking about this, but it appears that this needs to be talked about because the fact that grown adults are running around um, talking shit to each other based upon status, money, religion, spiritual beliefs, gender, race, etc. is completely preposterous to me on multiple levels. I cannot wrap my mind around why this is transpiring or taking place, but nonetheless it is. So I don't know what, like, maybe I should ignore it and it'll go away. I have no clue. But I actually respect the religious people more than the spiritual people. They're so full of shit and just believe dumb shit. They don't question anything. They just shit. They parrot other people. They parrot other people. And what I've realized is the stuff they're parroting comes from religion. So I'm just calling a spade a spade. I don't respect it. But nonetheless, I want to clear up some contradictions that I myself have noticed within myself. Sorry it took 3 minutes to get to this point. Not really, but here we are. I speak about God. I say God, the universe, higher self, etc. Call it what you want. So when I say that there is not a God the way you truly believe there is a God, if you believe it through this Bible, the Quran, any of this other bullshit, that is not a clear representation of God. But then I turn around and say that I trust that something higher than me is watching out for me. Now, that might sound like a contradiction, but it's absolutely not, because it doesn't matter to me what you call this thing. I like to call it a higher form of myself. You call it whatever you want to call it. You can call it God. So, when I say this is not accurate, but I believe this, it sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but I'm truly not, because I want you to understand, if you go talk to the majority of these people about God, what they have in their mind is a tyrannical version of God through the Old Testament, through the Quran, through. I mean, there's a lot of religions that depict God as a fucking tyrannical asshole, and that's not God. That's just like. That's not God. Here's the fucked up part is at one point in time that was God. But that's not God anymore. Like, God's pure fucking love. God broke all limitations and broke out of all these stupid boxes. So, I'm going to leave you with this when it comes to God. Is I've brought this up in the past that how solidly sound this is constructed here. Is if you do not believe in the devil, and you try to talk to people about the devil, these people will tell you that the devil has gotten a hold of your mind. The greatest trick the devil could ever play on you is that it's not real. And then it turns into a weird, slippery slope of like, dude, what are you talking about? So, what I think is humorous to me is I have been accused of being the devil. I've been accused of being the Antichrist. Like, this is not funny or a joke or me assuming this. I've literally been called these names. And what I think's funny is if you listen to my message and what I propose to you and try to get you to understand is do unto others, love yourself, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and be generous and kind to other people. Treat people the way you want to be treated. So if that makes me the Antichrist or the devil, then what do you call the thing that tells you if you do not act a certain type of way or you don't believe a certain type of way that you're going to spend eternity being punished, suffering, and miserable? What do you call that thing then? If I'm the devil and the Antichrist because I'm telling you to believe and love yourself, then what are you worshiping that tells you if you don't act a certain way or behave a certain way that you're going to spend eternity being miserable and burning? What do you call that thing? Because I'm confused. Really. So it might also seem like I contradict myself when I'm poke fun at religion, then I use words like Jesus and Lucifer. When I speak of Jesus and Lucifer, I'm directly speaking to you about you, not these biblical creatures and characters. To sum this up very nicely and neatly, you can call Lucifer the ego. You rebelled against the perfect state of heaven to come here and have this experience. Somewhere along the line, Jesus comes in and is like, hey, brother, I'm you. Literally, I'm you. I just want you to know that, like, you're not really that. You're this and that. And we're this. And that summarizes Jesus, Lucifer, and God. However, within you, there's parts. It is you, full spectrum you, but if you want to break it down into parts, there's a Jesus and a Lucifer. There's characteristics of Jesus and Lucifer, just like there's characteristics of Lucifer and Jesus. And it's the same thing, just looking at things a little bit different, tweak it, become one, unite, there it is. So, that is Jesus and Lucifer explained. It's the yin and yang reference. I just don't like using yin and yang. I like Jesus and Lucifer, so whatever. Next subject here. And I want to touch on a couple things, actually, because I don't really have any... I just want to clear up some contradictions that I may have said. Or did, because I noticed them within myself, again. So, if you've heard me in the past mock, make fun, and say Christians are some of the fakest people I have ever met in my life. This is not a joke. This is not a lie. This is not an exaggeration. I stand by that to this day. The fakest people I've ever met are Christians and atheists. Straight up, the fakest. I'd throw Buddhists up there, honestly. But Christians are winning that race by a lot. And then if you listen to me, you will say or think, this dude, which I've been accused of this too, I'm a Christian but won't accept it or admit it. There's a very specific reason why I do not claim any of this shit out here. There's a very specific reason why I don't want to be put in a box. There's a very specific reason why I don't want labels on me. But more so than that, let's just say I was willing to be put into a box and put a label on me. I would not claim Christianity based on the fact that that is the most... It's not the religion itself. It's the people within the religion itself. I would not claim it, even if it was true. I'm telling you right now, even if I was a Christian, I would not claim to be a Christian because of that. The most vile, ignorant people I have, lying, two-faced, fake people I've ever met in my life have claimed Christianity. Straight up. The most delusional, evil people I've ever met have claimed Christianity. So, I do find a lot of truth in Christianity, just like I find a lot of truth in Buddhism, just like I find a lot of truth in Islam, just like I find a lot of truth in Hinduism. It's just you have to be able to sort through it, and unfortunately, I cannot teach you that through words, how to sort through the bullshit. That's just something that you have to understand. It has to be an intuitive guide and a voice within yourself, or wisdom within yourself, that points you in the direction of truth. I cannot do it for you. I can point you in a direction. I misspoke. I can point you in a direction, but to verify it, you have to do it yourself. I cannot do it for you. So I'm going to give you the game. If you understand, you understand. I'm getting ready to give you the whole entire fucking game. Right here, right now, simplified in less than 5 minutes. Again, you were put here. I'm going to pick my words. You can distinguish what's what through them. These are just the words I know to say to maybe drive a point home to you. Let's say that you were a creator and a developer of a video game. So you said, you know what, I want to actually enjoy this video game. I want it to take over. I want to get deeply engrossed within it and have fun with it, right? So let's just say that this is the case. So if you were doing this, how would you create a world? Well, you wouldn't go there just willy-nilly knowing that you were the creator of this world and that you were quite literally playing a video game and it was an illusion. You wouldn't do that. You would want it to come across as real up until a certain point. So the way you can pull this off is by getting stories and beliefs presented to you. That's how it's done. So you get all these stories, you believe it because everyone believes it and everyone's going along with it. You get all these rules, you get all these way to conduct yourself, what's right, wrong, etc. And then you act upon that, then you develop beliefs, ideas, assumptions, and judgments based upon what is provided to you. So you get engrossed within the story. You think it's real. You confuse an illusion with real reality. You confuse a game with real. Until a certain point where you start waking up. And then it takes X amount of time to break out of this programming that you put yourself through to think this is real, to have this experience. After that, you can 100% verify every single bit that I'm telling you. What you give your power, energy, and attention to is real. What you believe about reality is true because you believe it. And to you, that is true and real. You can verify this. And then if you unravel this and go down this long enough and deep enough, you can accept, admit, and understand that you created all this. You created a fictional character based upon this. You put yourself here to have an experience. The real you is in there, but you have created a fictional character over time, and you confuse that with yourself. You confuse this illusion with reality. You confuse systems, beliefs, etc. with actual, verifiable, tangible truth. Do you understand this? You can verify every single word I'm telling you. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to take my word on this. You can absolutely verify this. So then you get to a point where you understand and realize that, oh wait, it really is an illusion. I have been giving my power away. I have got mesmerized by other people, other humans, whatever the fuck a human is. And I have got brainwashed. But then you're going to have a chip on your shoulder. I cannot express this enough. Then you have to realize you did it. You have no one to blame. You cannot point a finger. You're not a victim. You did this to yourself. And quite literally, the majority of your life that you thought was bullshit and unfair was you creating that. There's a door wide open. It's called freedom. It's called real reality, the real world. Right here, right there. So break out of the illusion. I don't mean you want to escape the illusion. That's not the purpose of this. That's not the point of this. The point of this is to realize you created the illusion, you're in the illusion, and whatever you say or want goes. Now, that might not necessarily be true, but the real you, whatever it says or wants goes, is very true. The character, I don't want to say character, the fictional character that you have created, which is you within a character, thinks that it wants and needs something. Now, money is very important. I'm going to keep bringing up money to bring the point home that if you don't have money here, you're fucked. There's nothing wrong or evil with money. But if you truly look over your life, there's a safety net here. I've claimed there's a safety net here. And if I didn't love you or care for you, I would let you get away with a lot of complete and utter bullshit that would have ruined your life. If I didn't care or love you, I would have gave you your money. Yes, your money, because it is your money. It's your money. It is yours. Look around. Who did this? Where you at? What are you doing? Don't be silly. It's your money. If I really did not care or love you, which is another thing we need to speak about love, because love is conflated here with some other shit. If I didn't really love you or care about you, I would have given you your money, and I would have let you piss away your life and be miserable and do copious amounts. I don't know what you would have done is the issue. That's the issue. At one point in time, if I would have gave you money, your ego would have got so overinflated, you would have thought that you were the shit. No one could have told you any different. You would have been so deep in separation and illusion that it would be hard to reel you back in. Do you understand? Then at another point, if I'd have gave you your money, you would have been you were so over this to the point that you were ready to set it on fire and watch it burn, that I have no clue what you would have done. You would have abandoned everything you care about and done copious amounts of drugs just to wake up one day and realize you fucked up, and there probably wasn't any running that back. So, and there was another point in time, if I would have gave you money, you didn't have your shit together, you didn't have your mind properly, you were not thinking clearly, and if I would have gave you the money, you'd have been happy for a minute, and then you would have been miserable, and then you would have got used to it, you would have got accustomed to it, and then you would have found 101 reasons, creating problems, to not enjoy this. I hope you can accept and admit that is the truth, because it is the truth. So, I'm not entirely sure at what point do you not see through this bullshit, and at what point are you willingly going along with it any further is what I'm suggesting here. Because one minute you have your shit together, one minute you are very capable of understanding and realizing this and being you, and then the next moment you are getting frustrated and upset with stupid bullshit that has no significance or importance at all. So I'm genuinely trying to analyze you and understand what you're doing, I guess, because I'm confused. I'm confused to a degree because I just want you to do what you want to do and enjoy it and have fun. And I'm not necessarily sure that you understand that. Like, I don't know what you think. So it'd probably be a lot easier if you just chill out a little bit and figure out what you really want, which I think you did, and ask for it and just watch it come and get out of your own way, really. And stop telling yourself bullshit and believe in it. And by that I mean like the crazy shit you tell yourself that causes stress, anxiety, worry, and concern on a daily basis that is not even accurate, real, or an actual part of reality. It's just a story you're telling yourself, dude. Like, I don't understand really why you do it. I think you're addicted to it. And that's the unfortunate situation of it, because well, why else would you do it? Like, why else would you pretend to be a human and be ignorant to reality and yourself, and then I'm confused. That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm really confused because like, do you understand what you're talking about, or do you not understand what you're talking about? Is the real question. Because I 100% know and understand and realize you know what you're talking about and understand what you're talking about. So I can't tell if you're putting on an act, trolling, or just I'm confused. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I love you.